Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. Let's get into today's action on this Tuesday, October 14th, 2014. Number one, markets are up today about $1.50, but please direct your attention to this pivot low here. That's what the market's struggling around. You got above it briefly and then have come back in here and are just chopping along that. And you can see even with a good gain on the markets today and a good bounce, we are not even coming close to negating yesterday's massive rollover. And again, look at this. From yesterday's highs right here, all right, to the lows, you're talking about from 191 to 187. That's a 4-point move on the SPY to the downside. So we're bouncing after that 4-point move down about $1.50. That's it. So, I mean, it's a good bounce. It enabled me to pick up some longs yesterday into the afternoon and today, which we're making money on in the research center. And I want to go to a couple of these guys. Take a look at FEYE. This is one of the ones I picked up. I bought yesterday right here. $24.95 right here. That was my entry. And look at that move. So now we're at 26, almost up $2 on a $20 stock. And that's the volatility that this market brings forth. And also, to cover a couple others, take a look at Solar City. Solar City I picked up yesterday. It flushed a little bit early today, but I'm now in the money on that one as well. In addition, a couple other plays out there. DuPont, I picked up some DuPont today. And there actually are other plays as well. But I'm not going to get into every single one of them. Bottom line is, if you want the live alerts, and you get text email alerts as well, and live time-stamped entry, exit points, everything that I'm using to trade these things, what you need to do is go to the research center at InTheMoneyStocks.com. And again, there's a 7-day free trial. You'll get all my live trades as I make them live. All right, couple other things to go over here, guys, as we converge on this market. A couple key things to today's pullback or off of the highs of the day. The number one reason why this market, and I'm going to say this truthfully, the number one reason why this market is not up 300 points today is oil. Look at the USO. USO right now, lows of the day, down 1.6%. All right, so even though a lot of stocks are bouncing because they're oversold, we are seeing a market that is not having its full potential realized for a bounce because oil is dragging it down. Now, why is that important? Well, when oil drags something down like the markets, you're dragging individual stocks like Chevron. All right, so Chevron's only down 50 cents today, but that is dragging, that's a big component of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and a lot of these oil plays are. Now, some oil plays, even with this big down move in oil, are bouncing. You can see the OIH, which is the oil services player. That's the ETF that tracks oil services plays, and that is having a big bounce. But again, it's come off its highs as oil has come down as well. So, I mean, it's interesting to see this little disparity here, and this is something I want you guys all to pay attention to. All right, so oil's down big, but the OIH is actually bouncing today. Notice that divergence, and that usually tells us that the oil services are oversold even with oil going down, and you are seeing some bottom fishing most likely by institutions. And what does that mean? Well, it means that you should start accumulating some of these oil plays, because when they bounce, I mean, look at the daily chart on the OIH, guys. This is tremendous. I mean, look at that. Look at that sell-off, and look at today's possible reversal or doji forming. I mean, look at this fall. In reality, when this thing bounces, I mean, you're talking about literally a bounce on the OIH in a matter of days, probably here, $46 to $47. I mean, that's the type of bounce you may see on this thing when it gets going. Tremendous, huge, huge bounce potential. All right, couple other beaten down stocks bouncing today. Look at this. Okay, beautiful bounce on U.S. Steel. I've been expecting a bounce on this, but look at the place it's coming off of. Check this out, guys. See this high pivot here? Put a trend line there, connects to this gap up high, and look at what you retrace to. I actually think that you're going to see the U.S. Steel surge upwards of here. This is where it's going to go before it starts to stall out, and this is a price of $36 and change. So I think you'll see 36 and change before this really stalls out. And really, it's at near the highs of the day with the market near the lows of the day. Well, not near the lows, but in the middle section of the day. All right, last couple things I want to mention to you guys today, as we continue to watch this market go nuts. We saw earnings today from Citigroup. Citigroup having a good bounce on earnings. We also saw earnings from JPM. JPM reversed a huge down move and is now 12 cents to the positive. And also we saw Wells Fargo, which is still down on the day, but notice that's right into the 200 moving average. That's a very impressive reversal on JPM, by the way. Really impressive. So the financials, and if you look at Goldman Sachs, up $1.50. So the financials, for the most part, are doing well today, even after earnings reports. After the bell today, Intel reports, INTC. That stock is bouncing after getting demolished. Really curious to see what the earnings for that stock have to say today as well. A couple other key things to look forward to. Tomorrow after the bell, Wednesday after the close, Netflix will report earnings. That stock's up about $11 today. And on Thursday, Google, GOOG, after a pretty ugly sell-off, 3 bar surge, this stock is getting a bounce as well. All right, now just to summarize on the market, what you need to look for the rest of the day, guys. First of all, 3 bar daily down bar, 3 bar surge. So you expect a bounce today, as I told my members to expect. But going to the intraday, this is what you have to know, and if you read this correctly, you will be able to isolate down exactly what this market's going to do tomorrow and into Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Look to see if we see that strong sell-off that we've seen the last few trading days, like yesterday, into the close starting at 2:30 to 3 o'clock. If you see massive selling end of day and this market closes flat to negative, look for more selling the rest of the week. If this market kind of stays in this range, or even if it sells off a little bit, but you don't see the massive heavy selling, or if it even moves a little bit higher, my guess is you go neutral to higher the rest of the week. And again, Friday's options expiration, so the big boys are going to play a lot of games. We have to be ready for them. So that's how you're going to tell this market. Right now, the market actually looks a little on the weaker side. A little bit of a down move, 1, 2, 3 bar move, and then choppy inside bar move, and we're actually below the 20 MA. So right now, intraday, the markets are looking slightly on the weaker side. But again, until this market closes, you don't know for sure, and that's what I'm going to be following very, very closely. All right, guys, have a great afternoon. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. We look forward to having you make money with us. And again, I gave out literally 5 new swing trade alerts since yesterday into today, and they are rocking it right now. So come join us and profit with us as pros.